Hi, this is Jason Fielder with the Daily Forex Report for February 9th. We are currently looking at the U.S.-Japanese yen pair. This particular pair closed higher today. It is overall moving sideways, and the bias is sideways currently. We are looking for it to potentially go as high as 90.29, possibly as low as 88.58. Look for some resistance around 90.05 and look for some support around 89.15. Okay, now let's take a look at the Euro-USD pair. That's not wanting to trade it, just wanting to get the chart up. There we go. This particular pair, if you recall, we had an inside bar breakout we were looking for from yesterday. It did happen. It came within about 7 pips of hitting our target. Didn't quite get there, but it came within 7 pips. Definitely looking at break even at this point. And hoping that it will continue up and go ahead and close that gap, that few pips gap that it didn't quite make during this next session. Overall, this pair is moving sideways. Still has a pretty heavy bias to the downside, though. Definitely look for this pair to go as high as 139.02, possibly as low as 135.67. Look for some resistance around 138.50. And look for some support around 136.19. Okay, now the pound US dollar pair. This pair closed higher, created a swing trade setup during this last session, so look for a breakout. We are looking for this pair to continue moving sideways, but with a heavy bias to the downside. Look for it to potentially go as high as 158.33, possibly as low as 154.69. Look for some resistance around 157.75 and look for some support around 156.57. Okay, now the US Swiss. This particular pair closed lower today. We are looking for it to continue moving sideways with a bias that is heavy to the upside. Look for it to potentially go as high as 1.0803, possibly as low as 1.0559. Look for some resistance around 10750 and look for some support around 10575. Okay, as far as news announcements goes, we have the Bank of England quarterly inflation report being released at 5:30 a.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. No consensus on that as of yet. We also have the Australian unemployment change for January being released at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. Consensus is that things have moved from 5.5% unemployment to 5.6% unemployment, which of course would be a slight change, a little bit negative news for the Australian dollar. Probably not enough if it comes in at the consensus to really be too concerned about it. Now, the pound US dollar pair, this particular pair, as I mentioned earlier, does have a swing trade set up. Let me show you kind of what I'm looking for. There we go. Okay, let's grab this here. There we go. You can see how it almost hit it already, tested it real close to testing it. Look for a breakout at 157.33. Look for a buy at that point. Put your stop loss right above this high. I'm sorry, right below this high. And look for it to break out. It's about a 90 pip risk. Look for it to come up to this point right here and hit some resistance at that level. First level of resistance you're probably going to see is around the 40 mark, and then look for it to climb on up to around 130, 135 pips worth of movement to the upside. Right below it, you're looking at about 83, 84 pips worth of risk. So risk to reward is pretty good. Look for it, if it breaks out to the upside, to go about that high over this next session. Be aware of some previous points of resistance as well along the way. Well, that pretty much wraps us up. Until next time, this is Jason Fielder. Good trading.